Hi folks, welcome back to another episode of the Cookbook Corner. So, today I have got something for you that took me by surprise. And I don't know that I would have gone to this as an option for a Cookbook Corner during the 30 days of Thanksgiving. However, we ended up at a Barnes & Noble the other day, and this book was on the table, and I thought, oh, well, I should look through that and see what I think. And I ended up going through the entire book while we sat there, and just the more I turned the pages, the more I was like, wow, A, I have to own this book. B, this is absolutely perfect for this time of the year. So I wanted to bring it to you. So without further ado, this is the book for this week. Alright, you guys got a good look at that. So, this is the Instant Pot Bible. And it's by Bruce Weinstein and Mark Scarborough, the authors of the Kitchen Shortcut Bible. It says, more than 350 recipes and strategies, the only book you need for every model of Instant Pot. Now, looks like we're going to have a visitor. Come up here. People want to say hi to you too. A lot of people ask about the meows that you hear in the background. This is one of them. This is our baby. He's a mere 12 years old. He's just a little baby. His name is Ari. And he's one of two. So we have a tuxedo cat as well, and her name is Corby. He is the one that seeks attention, but Corby is the one that you normally hear in the background, because she's a little bit more vocal than he is typically. Okay, back to the cookbook. So, I am not always a big fan of a compilation cookbook like this, where it says, oh, it's everything you need to know about this subject, and, I feel like I'm often disappointed by a book that promotes itself in that way. So, go Scoot, talk to Dada. So, I wasn't expecting to like this book. That's really the reality. But when I got into it, there was a number of things that I really, really, really appreciated about this book. Now, I will insert some pictures in here, like I did in the last Cookbook Corner, of some of the things that I really appreciate. Now, what I think sets this book apart from a lot of the ones that I've seen that talk about Instant Pot or pressure cookers in general is this book teaches you how to make the recipe on a pressure cooker from the manual settings. So how can I cook this recipe if I don't know exactly what every preset is going to do? What if my Instant Pot isn't like somebody else's Instant Pot? What if it doesn't have the same buttons? All of these things that I think for some people have been off-putting about the Instant Pot, because unless they get the exact same model as the person they're watching in a video, or that they've seen on TV, or that the cookbook that they're reading at the time is using as its base, sometimes it's hard to make those recipes work if you are like me and you're not necessarily a technological genius. So, sometimes I look at my Instant Pot and I'm like, there's too many buttons on here for me. So this book, the way it does it is it breaks it down in each recipe, and this isn't like they show you in the beginning and then you have to remember how to do it. In every single recipe, it has these little graphs, and you read from left to right. And so, like in this one, it says saute, and then the next box is medium, normal, or custom, 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And then the next box is 5 minutes, and then the last box says start. And there's like columns, so it's like the first one was press the button for saute, set it for medium or normal, set the time for. So it's very specific, and it gives you different options. So then it goes down later in that recipe, and where it says set the machine for, it gives you the option of either pressure cook or manual. And then you can set the heat for max or high, so it gives you all these options based on the different models of Instant Pot and the different options you may have on your version of it. And to me, that sets this book apart. That makes this book usable for all Instant Pot owners universally. So I can call up my friend Heather and say, hey, I made this recipe. If she has the same book, she can go in, and even if she doesn't have the same Instant Pot, she can still follow the same exact instructions because it gives you what to look for if your buttons are different. I'm very excited about this because this is really my first Instant Pot cookbook, because every other one that I looked at, like I said, I felt it was very off-putting or too specific or, too difficult, quite frankly. I'm not a big fan of following recipes step by step. I am a kind of a fly by the seat of my pants cook. And those Instant Pot cookbooks were a little too technical for me, a little too difficult to follow. I always felt like I was right on the edge of screwing it up, and so I kind of shied away from it. And although I use my Instant Pot a lot, I use it for a lot of basic things. Hard-boiled eggs, making rice, cooking meat from frozen. You've seen me do a couple recipes in there that I've made up on my own. So I'm super excited about this book because this book, I think, is really going to expand the boundaries of what I have done in the Instant Pot and what I can do. So just to talk about some other features before I start kind of going through some of the recipes, the other thing that it does that I really love is most of the recipes are designed for a 6-quart Instant Pot as the base. But what they have on the side of each recipe is this gray box that's called Beyond. And the Beyond tells you if you're going to make it in an 8-quart or if you're going to make it in a 3-quart, which some people have the little 3-quart. So it gives you options for that. And then it also gives you options to upgrade and modify. And why are you needing so much attention? Cats, I'm telling you, it's like, photobombing. So it gives you the options to upgrade the recipes by adding things and changing them in slight ways, which, sometimes you're like, oh, yeah, I'm never going to do that. But these are real easy and viable suggestions that are exciting and different, and ways that you can turn each recipe, on some of them, into 2 or 3 different dishes. So super excited about that. These are not recipes with a ton of ingredients, which is something else I also appreciate. It runs the gamut, all different, ethnic foods, American, kind of home comfort foods. It runs breakfast, appetizers, dinners, desserts, the whole 9 yards. As you can tell, I'm very excited about this book. So, let's kind of go through it here. This is a huge book. It is, without the index, 481 pages. So obviously I'm not going to be able to read all these to you folks because, there's only 30 days this month. So we're going to just kind of skim through this. The other thing I really appreciate about this book is it is super affordable. I got mine on Amazon as usual. I will include a link down below for that. And I believe it was $13 on Amazon. So super accessible. Alright, so introduction. It does tell you in the very beginning of the book that you should read the beginning of each chapter. And it says that the reason you should do that is because the notes at the beginning of the chapter make each chapter easier for you to understand. And I admittedly often tune that direction out. I have been known to think that I know better than the instructions, but these are useful instructions this time around. So again, I was pleasantly surprised. I did read the beginning of each chapter and I found it very useful. So this, for those of you who are cookbook readers like myself, this is a read. So it starts out with a pretty healthy introduction. I would say the introduction, what do we got here? So 11 to 23, so 12 or 13 page introduction. And then it goes right into breakfast. And so the beginning has like some notes, and then it has frequently asked questions. And then it goes right into breakfast. And so some of what's in here are what they call roadmaps, where they will give you kind of the basics. So the first one is a roadmap to basic oatmeal. And then the Beyond gives you some suggestions to go from there. And then once you move past the roadmap to basic oatmeal, then the next recipes are buttery toasted oatmeal, cinnamon apple oatmeal, caramel banana, tropical. Then it goes into some different stuff like buckwheat and bulgur porridge, cream of rice porridge. We get into eggs, shows you coddled eggs and in the shell, and quiche, breakfast hash, pull apart cinnamon bread. If any of you have ever had monkey bread, this is a instant pot version of that, which I think is going to be super fun to try. Peanut butter bread pudding. Yes, please. So this goes on. Like I said, I can't read all of these to you. We'll be here forever. Then we get chapter 2 is soup stocks and infusions. Again, some notes, some frequently asked questions, and we get right into the recipes. Pesto minestrone, roadmaps to summer vegetable, roadmap to winter vegetable soup, potato, bacon, and apple chowder. Okay, I have never thought of putting apple in a chowder, but I read through this recipe and I was like, yeah, that's on my list of soups to make. Let's see, not your Jewish grandmother's sweet and sour soup. Okay, as a member of the Jewish community, I have never made sweet and sour soup because I honestly didn't know what it was. This seems very attainable and fairly easy to carry off. Now, it does have fennel in it, so either you are or aren't a fan of fennel, so that's going to determine whether you like that one. But it has the new standard cabbage soup, roadmap to creamy vegetable, roadmap to bean soup, black-eyed pea soup, lentil soup with carrots and cinnamon, which I just thought was like, cinnamon. I don't know, but I might try it. Absurdly easy split pea, yellow split pea with kimchi. Different, maybe. Lemony chicken rice. I mean, I gotta keep going here, folks. I gotta keep going because, like I said, we could really be here for a long time. Turkey meatball soup with white beans and kale. Yes. Beef barley soup, bacon cheeseburger soup, German style steak and pickle soup. I mean, have you ever even heard of this? I certainly have not. But yet, it's here, and okay, let's look at this one. German style steak and pickle soup. Flank steak, beef or chicken broth, apple cider, dill pickles, prepared white horseradish, thyme, celery, cloves, and black pepper. That's it, folks. That's the ingredient list, okay? Most of the people I know, off the top of my head, have all or most of those ingredients in their house, with the possible exception of the flank steak, which you can pick up, and it's inexpensive. So, I mean, that's the kind of recipes we're talking about here. We're not talking about recipes that require exotic ingredients or, 15 ingredients to make the recipe. I mean, these are easy recipes. Sausage, beer, and cheddar soup. Yeah, that is definitely on my list. Not your Irish grandmother's lamb and potato soup. And so here's the thing, as I'm going through the soup too, this is part of the reason why I thought this cookbook was relevant in this 30 Days of Thanksgiving collaboration. Because everybody always thinks of Thanksgiving, as a cook at least, I think of Thanksgiving as time consuming. I'm preparing a lot of long cooked dishes. I gotta plan ahead. I gotta have this done. I gotta have that done. it's a lot of work, you know, and you do it because you love your family, you love your friends, and the community aspect of having everybody together, and all these amazing things that come from sharing food that I love. Now, what if you could have that same effect, but get some of these dishes done quickly using your Instant Pot? You cook it in the Instant Pot, you put it in your serving dish, and all you got to do is warm it in the oven right before you put it out on the table. I mean, if the Instant Pot could cut out a significant portion of your cooking time for you, I mean, that's why I think this book is relevant for 30 Days of Thanksgiving. That's why I brought it to you. So, and we'll talk about some of that as I get to some of the recipes that I can see being used. And soup is one of them, because a lot of times people will have family come in the day before or stay the day after, and you don't necessarily want to have, you know, something Thanksgiving-ish for one of those days. Sometimes you want something different. Well, a big pot of soup can feed a crowd, you know, and if you do this in a 6-quart, that's a healthy pot of soup. If you have an 8-quart Instant Pot, that's a really healthy pot of soup. You know, so that's where I thought, you know, soup fell in there. They do have some drinks in here, ginger tea, almond milk chai, infused waters. Okay, chapter 3, chilies, sloppy joes, pasta sauces, ragus. Again, starts out with some information, frequently asked questions, roadmap to all-American chili, chili con carne, firehouse chili, turkey chili, Cincinnati chili, white bean and pumpkin chili, brisket and butternut squash chili. I mean, seriously, folks. Corned beef chili with Guinness. I've never even thought about putting corned beef in chili. I mean, these are revelations to me. So, chili, ultimate vegan, quinoa chili, sloppy joes, loaded whole grain sloppy joes, veggie sloppy joes. I mean, is there a thing? Is there such a thing as too many sloppy joe recipes? I don't think so. What do we got here? Arrabbiata sauce, eggplant and caper sauce, classic bolognese, mushroom ragu. Okay, I know. I don't want to keep you folks around forever. I really love this book. Italian pot roast ragu, turkey ragu, short rib, Korean beef ragu, lamb ragu. It just goes on. Okay, chapter 4, pasta casseroles. Casseroles. Same thing, starts out the same, goes right into buttery noodles. Okay, buttery noodles. Seriously, you'd think, oh, easiest thing in the world. Why would you ever need an Instant Pot for that? I'll tell you what. When you read through this, you'll be like, wow, I should just make them in the Instant Pot. It's so much easier. It just floored me when I read through this. Roadmap to mac and cheese. Then it goes through a bunch of different mac and cheese ideas. Sausage and gravy noodles. If you can't tell, folks, I'm just in love with this book. I know I keep saying it, but I can't help myself. Mediterranean ground beef and pasta casserole. Dan noodles. Creamy cheesy chicken and ziti casserole. Chicken noodle paprikash. If you've never had chicken paprikash, put it on your list, folks, because it is delicious. Gnocchi casserole with pork and peas. Yes, and more yes. It's a couple gnocchi recipes in here. Pizza casserole, which is similar to one that I showed you. Israeli couscous with eggplant. Turkey meatballs and rice. No layer lasagna casserole. Easy lasagna pie. Alright, then we get through that. All things pulled. So this is all your pulled meats, pulled pork. Several different kinds of pulled pork in here. Pulled pork and peanut sauce. Okay, I don't know about you folks, but I've never met a peanut sauce I didn't love. I love peanut sauce. So I'm all over that one. We don't really eat pork here, but I could see doing that on beef or turkey. because they even show you pulled turkey in here, which I don't think I've ever done, but I think might be interesting to try. Pulled flank steak, ropa vieja, pulled lamb, pulled chicken, um, Thai-inspired pulled chicken breast, tikka-style pulled chicken breast. That's like an Indian chicken. Balsamic black pepper pulled chicken. Thanksgiving-inspired pulled turkey. Lemon and ginger pulled turkey. All-American pulled vegetables. See, I mean, that's the really cool thing is they decided, let's make sure that we have stuff in here that we can do for vegetarians. How many of you have the one cousin, niece, nephew, aunt, uncle, somebody in every family, I swear, is a vegetarian or a vegan or on some kind of specialized diet? Well, who knows what to make for these people? I mean, it's hard. You know, if they're not there year round or you don't see them every day and the one time you're cooking for them is once a year, it's tough, folks. It's real tough. This book has some ideas for that. And again, you can get it done quickly and easily in an Instant Pot. I love it. All right, chapter 6 is All Things Curried, which sings to my heart. I love Indian food. Love, love, love. But those of you who've cooked Indian food know that if you cook it on your stovetop, your house smells like Indian food for a good long time. In the Instant Pot, you eliminate a little bit of that. So there's some advantage to that. So there's all kinds of Indian dishes in here. I'm not going to go through all of those. But needless to say, it's all of the basics and then some. And even some non-Indian curries in here. So like a South African style lamb curry. Curried cod with tomatoes and okra. Yeah. Okay. Then it goes into steamed and cooked with the sous vide method. So I have not played with that at all. So that is something that I'm interested in kind of going through that chapter and seeing how that applies to me. But there's stuff like rotisserie style chicken, chicken wings, fried chicken, which I immediately went to the fried chicken because I was like, are they frying in oil in the Instant Pot? They are not. They're just prepping the wings and then frying it. Or prepping the chicken and then frying it. So have no fear. They haven't lost their mind. Steam roasted turkey breast, State Fair turkey legs, brisket skewers, smoky corned beef. Yeah, I mean, it's really something else here. Let's see. Let's keep going. Shorter braises and stews. So the first ones were, or these are fewer than 20 minutes under pressure. Perfect seared chicken breast, spicy apricot chicken breast. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving. I keep getting distracted here, folks. There's just too much good stuff to look at. Oh, chicken adobo, near and dear to my heart. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I want to get to, so we go, the next chapter is longer braises and stews, so those are longer than 20 minutes. Again, some amazing stuff in there. But what I'm really looking for here is the next section. Okay, rices and grains. So here's some stuff where I think, we're playing into some side dishes here. So, roadmap to making risotto. If you haven't made risotto in your Instant Pot yet, I highly recommend trying it. It comes out beautiful. White rice pilaf, brown rice pilaf, yellow rice pilaf, herbed green rice. All of those could be Thanksgiving side dishes. Brown rice and lentils, wild rice pilaf, quinoa and cauliflower pilaf, beef, barley, and mushroom casserole. What else do we got in here? Paella. Okay, more sides. Okay, so baked potatoes. I'm sure a lot of people have seen baked potatoes done in the Instant Pot, which is great. No drain mashed potatoes. Again, great recipe in the Instant Pot. Make the no drain mashed potatoes, put them in a dish, and twice bake them when it's time for Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, again, it's an easy side you can have done ahead of time. The other one, better Syracuse potatoes, which are basically small red skin potatoes cooked in the Instant Pot with white vinegar, kosher salt, and water, and you leave the skins on, and it gives them these. I don't even know how to explain the flavor, but you can also then sprinkle them with herbs. Here in the Beyond section, pour the cooked potatoes on a baking sheet and cool them to room temperature. Salt will form a crust on each spud. Pile the hot potatoes in a bowl with pour a little melted butter over them. Add lots of ground black pepper and toss well. Or serve the potatoes tossed with a quick Russian dressing, which is 1 cup of regular or low-fat mayonnaise, a cup of bottled red chili sauce, and 2 tablespoons pickle relish in a medium bowl. Add some or all of this to the potatoes and toss well. I mean, would you have ever thought of Russian potatoes or potatoes with Russian dressing on them? I wouldn't have, but I think I would try it. A quick potato salad, perfect sweet potatoes, corn on the cob, steamed cauliflower, loaded bundt cornbread, butternut squash mash, maple glazed carrots, spiced green cabbage, spicy and tangy red cabbage, cream spinach, spiced collard greens, spaghetti squash with herbs and butter. I mean, this is where I was like, I mean, you could have 15 side dishes for Thanksgiving in, a few hours. So, and then there's an entire dessert section at the end. I have been talking for a long time already. There is so much to cover in this book, and honestly, I could talk for hours about it. But what I can say is, if you have an Instant Pot, if you've been on the fence about getting an Instant Pot, this book is something worth looking at. If you don't have the Instant Pot yet, and you're considering getting it, it's worth looking at this book. Whether you buy it for $13 or go to the library and see if they can get it for you so you can look at it, or if you want to go off what I'm telling you. What I believe is that this book will show you the accessibility of it. And if you have an Instant Pot and you've been frustrated by it, this book will help bring you along. If you are an Instant Pot user and you feel you are accomplished, these could add recipes to your already fantastic repertoire. So I just think it's good all the way around. I wanted to bring this to you folks because I just felt passionate about it. If you have any questions about the book, I say just take a look at it. I really do. I think the proof is in looking at it. So, I thank you folks for joining me for another episode of Cookbook Corner. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Come back and see us soon. As always, I hope you had a great day.